Another disastrous, shocking, awful performance for England this evening. I want your thoughts. I want your feelings. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Make sure you are subscribing to the Football Terrace as well if you haven't done so already. Big shout out to our title sponsors, StocksFC. More about them a little bit later when we discuss which England player stocks have gone up and which England player stocks have gone down after that performance tonight. But it's another shocker. I am hot. My head is hot. And not just because it's a warm day here in England. Not just because I'm a few bevies in. But that was painstaking to watch once more. Painstaking to watch once more. And I had an analogy the other day. And I don't know who said it. I can't remember. But I'm not stealing it. I'm saying someone else said it. And it basically said, England's squad with this manager is the equivalence of inviting Gordon Ramsay over to your house to cook for you. But instead, you have him doing some ironing whilst Ollie Murs makes you a pot noodle. I think it might have been Mark Goldbridge that said that. Now I'm thinking about it. And it's the best analogy. I'm not going to try and do a better one. It's the best one out there. It's crazy. The game went exactly how I thought it would. We brought Conor Gallagher in, which we've done at about 55 minutes in the first two games and still didn't improve. So we started the game with a team and a system that's been poor. That leads to an imbalance. And I actually thought today, Phil Foden had a pretty decent game. Again, he was the only attacker that looked like doing anything. Saka, exceedingly quiet. Harry Kane, again, off the pace. It was a really good ball from Trippier. Didn't make it. Couldn't hold his piss tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if he's got a tenor man on to stop leakage from his bladder. Couldn't hold anything tonight. Foden, the only attacker really that sort of did anything in this game. We then did some really weird stuff where we bring on Kobbie Mainoo, and that should have been from the start. And I thought it gave us more balance in the midfield. We moved the ball better. We worked it into better areas. But this is the problem I have with Southgate. This is why I'm angry at him. And I'll get onto the players, but this is why I'm angry with Southgate. So you bring Mainoo in to help control the game. He was on the left. He was on the right. He was helping. We look better. You also moved Phil Foden in centrally, which we've all been asking for. But then he puts Bellingham out on the wing. So no matter what he does, it's one step forward and it's two steps backwards with this manager. So we remain unbalanced. We remain unbalanced. The only balance we got was when Gordon came on, Cole Palmer was on, and with a few minutes to go, we had our best move of the game. And Cole Palmer, look, he scuffed his shot a little bit. But you've got to give these guys more than one opportunity. The first time we had balance was in the last 4 minutes of the game. This is criminal. This is gross negligence. This is an abomination. Imagine waiting until the 90th minute to give the team balance. And it's, again, forget the dunces at the back of the class here. Forget the dunces at the back of the class. No one has said, if we play Mainoo, if we play at Wharton, we improve and we win and we look amazing. No one has said, just put Foden in centrally and we'll look amazing. It's balance. We need players that predominantly play on the left side, playing on the left side. We need players. And there was even times when Cole Palmer come on, where he was on the left, and we put Bellingham on the right. Made no sense. And we even took Phil Foden off towards the end and not Jude Bellingham. And by the way, Jude Bellingham, I'm a big fan. Stinker. Kane lasted the whole game. Stinker. He done some things right in the end, Southgate, substitution-wise. But he still left us imbalanced. We still look lethargic and tired and just devoid of ideas. Devoid of ideas. It was another absolute embarrassment. An absolute embarrassment. And I see someone in the comments that says you can't put this one on Trent. I agree. It was never on Trent. The experiment's on the manager, and it didn't work. Didn't work. We had to make a change. I would have kept Trent in the team, by the way. I would have played him at right back for Kyle Walker, who, again, by the way, had numerous chances to cross the ball in today. Didn't do it. Trent would have done a better job. Should have started Trent. Should have started the game with Mainu and has to make a decision now. Has to make a decision. For me, Anthony Gordon has got to come in onto that left-hand side. The other decision, and listen, you can't make too many. I think too many changes could be even worse for us. Saka had a quiet game. I thought Cole Palmer come on, and do you know what? He commits 2 men because he looks like he's going to take someone on. But Harry Kane's a problem. I actually think Harry Kane's a bigger... Forget the imbalance on the left is an issue. And then Harry Kane's is a real problem here. Unless we set him up with a sitter, he is offering nothing else. I don't even remember him holding the ball up well. He has been absolutely horrendous. And you've got Ivan Toney and you've got Ollie Watkins after the season he has had, sitting on that bench, getting no game time. 0 game time. It's an abomination. It's genuinely an abomination to watch this. And I don't often do the, I told you so. I don't like doing that. I want to be wrong when it's a negative situation. But I saw this coming. I've been seeing this coming for a while with England's performances, and I always get called out. I even got into a spat with Jamie Carragher over this. Can't sack a manager that's nearly won you something. So the first, ratioed the guy. Is that what the kids call it, ratioing? Liverpool did. Brendan Rodgers nearly won you a league title, but you sacked him, brought in Klopp, and went on to better things. Why can't England? Now, look, I'm not overly defending the players. Some of the players tonight deserve their criticism. Like I say, Harry Kane, stinker. Bellingham, stinker. Saka, stinker. Conor Gallagher was just anonymous. I don't know why it's not even... I don't even want to go at Gallagher. He shouldn't have been on the pitch. Trippier at left back. I know he put a really good ball in to Harry Kane. But outside of that, what did he do? Now, there's not much can be done about that. We've got 1 left back in the squad and he ain't fit. He ain't even trained yet. We're halfway through the tournament and the mother hasn't even trained yet. How the possible, you stupid fag? It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. I'm calling the manager out here. I meant to go on to the players, but I can't help myself. Stinkers. Oh, we've got a chance. This squad has a chance. If you go back and look at England's squads in 2010 and 2014, you look back at it now of hindsight and you think, Jesus Christ. We went to squads with we went to some major tournaments with Matthew Upton as our main centre back. We went to tournaments where we were relying on James Milner on the wing and Lallana. We've got an embarrassment of riches, especially in midfield and in attack. And we look as bad as we did back then. And this is at a time where multiple nations are not at their strongest. And this is where you should capitalize. And we're not doing it. Look what, I know Real Madrid are a season winning team, but Europe's at a fairly weak point at the moment in terms of club European football, where we've all been honest. Every single season, there's only 1, 2, maybe 3 teams where we go, that they could win it. Everybody else we write off from being able to win the Champions League, right? But what have Real Madrid done in that period? They've won so many of them because there's an opening. I want England to capitalize like that when the French aren't as good, the Germans aren't as good, the Dutch are nowhere near their standard, the Italians are nowhere near their standard. The Spanish look pretty good, and so do the Portuguese. But we've got a chance here. Can't get it right. And the manager's a big problem in that. And even the underperforming players, the reason why I'm probably not coming in on them as hard as I should is, well, you're meant to drop Kane if you ain't playing well, but we won't. You're meant to drop Saka if you ain't playing well, but we won't. This manager has lost his way. He was so good at the beginning, playing people on meritocracy and not playing the stars, playing the people that deserve to be on the pitch. He's lost it. He's absolutely lost it. And yes, to answer your question, yes, Mitchell is English. Yes, I believe Mitchell is English. Yes, I do. Joe Gomez can play left back. Give him a go. He looked good. He looked good for England, for Liverpool left back. Give him a go. Be better than Trippier. Trippier stinking the place out, bruv. Like raw BO. You know, like raw BO on the London Underground on a hot morning in the summer. You know, that you stand there, man's got his armpit up. It's like, bruv, soap is about 30p still, even in the cost of living times. And I talk, this is a working person. He's in a suit. It's like, how's your armpits stinking? That was Kieran Trippier's performance. Stink. I'm fuming. I'm absolutely fuming. I really, really am. I don't know what else to say. I want to shout out StocksFC, our sponsors, though. This will cheer you up, guys. We're going to have a review tonight on which England player stocks have gone up, which ones went down. I invested some stock today, though, in Phil Foden. And I'm glad I did. I know he didn't score or assist tonight, but a few people in the comments are saying that Phil Foden had a bad game. I don't think he did. I think he was the only England attacker out of the starters who looked like doing something, who looked to penetrate, who looked to create. And look, he ran offside when he created the chance for Saka, but he was the only person. He put some good balls into the box. I invested some stock into that man, not only because I think he could come good in this tournament if we balance things out, but equally, Phil Foden for the future is going to make me some lovely money on StocksFC. You can download the app ain't out yet. You just go onto the website by scanning the QR code. Anybody that signs up at this particular juncture goes into the draw to win a signed ball from the Champions League final in 2019 by Trent Alexander-Arnold. So at the very least, go and sign up and get an account with StocksFC to enter that competition. Then do some research. Then look at what it is you want to do. I'm actually going to do you guys a bit of a touch here. I'm going to get it up on the screen. I haven't actually set this up prior. I should have done, but I was watching the game and I was a little bit preoccupied. But I'm going to show you guys. I've only started small myself at the minute because I want to be very fair and honest about this. This is what StocksFC's website looks like. I'm going to click on the login page here. So these are the players whose IPOs are out at the moment. I'm going to show you my portfolio as you can see, I've invested in Trent Alexander-Arnold, Konate, Wharton, Branthwaite, but there's you Phil Foden. I put some stocks in this guy. And what's really interesting about him when you look at his player profile, $6,344 have been awarded to this guy since he's been on here. So that's who I've invested my stock in. I think he's going to get a big spike going into next season. I bought him because he's at his lowest point in a long time. He's at his lowest point in a while. So for me, that's why I've invested some of my to Phil Foden. But go and check it out and take a look. Have a look at the rewards page as well. This breaks down to you games that are coming up, the rewards that you get, the money you can earn on them as well. But yeah, that's the look. I've only got a small portfolio at the moment. And I'm not worried about profits in terms of the share price growing. That isn't what I'm personally aiming at. I'm aiming at the players I think are going to earn me lots of rewards over the course of the season. That's why I've got Elise and Foden, Mateta, Branthwaite, Adam Wharton, Konate, Trent. You may ask me why I don't have Manu or players like that. Not everybody is available as of right now. So more to come on this. But go take a look. I think it's an amazing company. Works really, really well. Any questions you've got, send them in to me. I've got direct contact with people that work there as well. And I know Giuseppe, who's backstage, has been investing a lot on there. Terry sold his soul. Not really, bruv. I'm buying stocks here. I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I'm putting stock in players that I think are good. And this is gonna separate the men from the boys. When you get these people, I'll give you an example. Don. I don't know if Don's coming on tonight, but Don will sit there and go, I back Madueke to be better than Saka. He hasn't said that. It's hypothetical. Hypothetical. Well, I bet you won't buy stocks in him then. Oh, no. Then you know man's chatting. That's the way I look at StocksFC. I love it. And no, it isn't gambling. It's not gambling at all. It's not a gambling company. It's knowledge-based. I am investing in players that I believe are going to deliver week in, week out for their clubs, predominantly, and earn me money on rewards. It's based on my football knowledge. I'm not guessing. My football knowledge that is being tested here. Panel's going to come out in a few moments and have their say on the show. Oh, where's Mo and where's Hussein? Where are you boys at? Get yourselves here now, people. I want to chat to you because there's loads going on here. I want to know what you're thinking and you're feeling as well. England stinky, and they had a player called Stankovic. Yeah, I actually thought the same thing when I heard his name. I was like, that's England tonight. We stink. We genuinely stink. And I'm not too sure. The Superchats are not being starred again. I'm so sorry. They're not being starred. They should be because I've got the auto thing set up, but StreamYard's playing up. So I'm sorry if I've missed any Superchats tonight. Drop the stars, play Manu, Palmer, Gordon, Tony. Listen, I would do that in the next game. Genuinely, I would do that. I would do it. I really, really would. 110%. He picked Newcastle's fourth best English left back. Saka was actually the best attacking player tonight. I'm not saying he was horrendous, but he was nowhere near our best attacking player tonight, Bukayo Saka. Not in my humble opinion. Not in my humble opinion. We need a Portuguese coach to win the Euros. Listen, I'll take it. I don't care where they're from. I honestly think he just brought those young players on just to shut people up. You won't send them again unless it's to waste time. Listen, you could be right about that, Joshua. I mean, it was just such a weird way. You give Gordon 4 minutes to try and change the game, and in 4 minutes, he nearly helps us score. Imagine giving him 30 minutes. Imagine what we could have done. Imagine what he could have done. Please ask us, Sam, Saka versus Cole Palmer again. Well, we'll ask him that when he comes out. I have started. I'm going back here to try and find some of these other super chats because, yeah, StreamYard's playing up. It used to star them automatically. It's ticked as a box to do it, but it hasn't been doing them, and I don't want to disrespect my super chatters tonight, so I'm really sorry if I've missed your super chat. I'm trying to scroll back through the comment section to put them up on the screen because I like to respect my viewers as best I can. What the hell is Kane doing? He might hear to put Tony in this is terrible. Jude is ghosting. I don't know what is going on. Mainu and Palmer look clean. Yeah, look, we're not. The problem that we have is because of the imbalance, we're not creating the chances. And Jude Bellingham isn't a controller. He isn't even a mass creator. He is a sort of Frank Lampard-esque midfielder who breaks into the box and scores goals. But you need to create chances for that. We don't have the balance to create the chances. So he becomes a figure that isn't helping us too much. If you want to get the best out of him, you've got to set the team up to be balanced. But that means you can't have Phil Foden out on that left if you want Bellingham doing that role. So either you put Bellingham in the middle and you drop Jude Bellingham and you play Gordon on the left and you create a better team. But the English palate is just not sophisticated. The English palate can just about handle salt and pepper. And they don't understand the concept that you don't always have to pick your best players. You pick your best team. We don't need Saka on the thumbnail, Terry. He gets enough from the mainstream media after every loss. I mean, I've got Saka and I've got him on there. Harry Kane is on the homepage of the Terrace and on my Twitter. It is what it is, my friend. It is what it is. No one's scapegoating Saka here, and he ain't the only guy that's out there. Let's have a little look at a few more comments that are coming through. Thank you very much, bro. I appreciate that. Cole Palmer needs to start on Sunday. Every time he gets the ball, something happens. Wake up, Southgate. It's very true. It's very, very true. Very, very true indeed. England should do everything to keep Southgate. Thank you very much. Terry, there isn't creativity, nothing, poor and crap. Well, there's no creativity because there's no balance. And our players that can create are not in the team from the start. Like, we literally have a midfield that played today that has almost zero creativity. That isn't their game. None of them. All four of them. None. Mental. Absolutely mental. Samuel here says, bro, Terry, I saw this coming from a long way away. I think a lot of us did, bro. I think a lot of us saw this coming, and it's very, very painful to watch it. It really, really is. It really, really is. So it's received a funny message. Cobby is the solid link, the glue that sticks things together. Absolutely. It's called being a controller. And he came on and did what I thought. Now, again, Mainu's a controller. Mainu isn't going to come on and be the guy that's going to score us the winning goals. He isn't going to be the guy that necessarily sets up the winning goals. But actually, if you look at a lot of the moves in the second half that led to opportunities, he was involved in it. It's a controller. But what you then need is balance and some speed. Oh, it's such basic stuff. But the fact that everybody needs telling is because of the tribalism, really. And I still keep seeing people say Phil Foden had a bad game. He didn't. Phil Foden did not have a bad game. If it's England versus the Dutch, get the blankets and take a nap. Yeah, that could be a very, very boring game. You know what, though? Both teams attack. That's one thing I will say. When England come up against a team, England are going to be more susceptible to concede, of course, but there may be a little bit more space for us to play into. So it is double-edged, if we're going to be fair. It is. I'm out of focus. Am I out of focus? I feel like I'm completely in focus, bruv. Sorry if that's so. Please clean your screen. Terry, speak on Kane. I spoke about Kane at the beginning of the show. I spoke about Kane at the beginning of the show, and I said that he was an absolute disgrace tonight of a performance. It was nothing short of disgraceful how bad his performance was again. And listen, I will give him the same slack that I'm giving everybody else, that there is a lack of service because there's a lack of balance. But individually within his performance, individually within his own display, this is somebody whom just looks. If you're an alien, you came down from outer space, and somebody said, "This is Harry Kane, it's England's record-leading goal scorer," they definitely wouldn't abduct you. They'd go, "No, we need somebody we need an intelligent life force." They wouldn't believe you. They would not believe that this is England's greatest ever goal scorer. His hold-up play is awful. He just looks absolutely, fundamentally shambolic in every single way, shape, and form. And I'm a big fan of Harry Kane. And I want Harry Kane to win trophies. I want Harry Kane to deliver. I want Harry Kane to become a legend of football. But I might be being hyperbolic here. I might be being reactionary, but I feel like he's gone over the hill. And I feel that maybe in the next year or two, we might see a very fast and very steady decline of this man, very similar to what we saw of Casemiro. Different position. But he just looks leggy. He just looks like a completely and utterly different player. But I'm bringing the panel right now to have their say. I want to get their thoughts. I want to get their feelings on what's going on. Make sure the like button has been hit. Make sure you are subscribing to the Football Terrace as well. We've got Hassam's here, Giuseppe's here, Matt's here, Saad, Hamza. Welcome back to the show, gentlemen. I'm going to go to yourself first, Hassam. Another abysmal night for the English.
The English national team is like a buffet gone wrong. That's just the best way to describe it. You go inside, you see all the different beautiful things. Oh, there's lobster here. You try it, and then suddenly it tastes like fish chewing gum. You go try the pizza, and it's doughy as hell. You try the dessert, and it's too sweet. The problem with the England national team is, and I'm done, and I'll be honest with you, I don't care that Hamza's here and he always does agendas. I'm done with agendas. The problem with England is Southgate. I don't care who it is, because not everyone is crap. How does everyone look like shit? I just genuinely don't get it. Every single player just looks rubbish. It just makes no sense. These are the same players we've seen deliver for their club week in, week out, week in, week out. Every week they play for their club. They play well. Most times they play well. Whichever player you want to talk about. Trent is in the best right back in the world conversations. Jude Bellingham is in Ballon d'Or conversations. Foden won Player of the Year. Harry Kane is looked at by many as the best striker in the world. Blah, 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 blah. You could go down the line with all the talent they have. Declan Rice signing in the summer. Mark Guehi has been phenomenal for Crystal Palace. You could go down the list. You could go down the list of every single England player. But every single time you watch them, the reason why I called it a buffet gone wrong is it's just not working. And it's so obvious that it's the manager. Because Palmer comes on for Saka, and then he does nothing as well. And then Kane is on the pitch with Palmer and still does nothing on the pitch as well. Anthony Gordon comes on, you barely see him. Trent is benched, makes no difference. That first half, Trent was on the bench. Gallagher was the runner everyone wanted. There was no difference. It's not like there was any creativity. It's not like there was any... By the way, guys, just so everyone knows, today, in case anyone listening is confused a little bit, England played Slovenia today. Not Brazil, not Argentina, not World XI. They played Slovenia. Slovenia today. That's who they played. Slovenia. You see how they celebrated at the end because they made it out the group stage. I think it's for the first time ever for them or something. That's how insane that team is. I'm no longer looking at any individual. It's literally the manager. Because Bellingham played for Real Madrid. If Bellingham was this quote unquote crap, they would have waved the white flag at him. Real Madrid fans don't have no patience or loyalty or any of that. They'll just wave the white flag at him. Everyone just looks rubbish, to be honest with you. It's just the way that everything is constructed. It might be instructions. It might be like, just the lack of attacking emphasis on the game. What exactly is it? I just can't put my head on
instructions.
Yeah, it has to be instructions because England have the offensive weapons to destroy any team. If Jurgen Klopp was England manager, even forget Jurgen Klopp, even if someone who just plays attacking football was England, even Graham Potter, you could even say, was English manager, and he actually used the attacking talent, you could probably destroy every team. You could probably destroy every team by 4 goals. How is Kane, Foden, Palmer, Saka, Gordon, Bellingham all on the pitch and he don't score? How is that like any individual's fault? I just don't.
I think you make a great point there about the instructions, Saad and Hassam. And my brother said something to me the other day, and he goes, "Well, the players should just stop listening and do their own thing." The problem that you have is that they start having those conversations, players are going to get kicked out of squads. So what you end up happening is you might get a player that goes, "You know what? I know I'm meant to go on the outside here, but it ain't working. I'm going to go on the inside." But then what you might have is that the 2 midfielders might be following the instructions, so they're not in the right position to play those passes. And that is when a team becomes disjointed. And I've always felt that the biggest difference between the world-class managers, the top managers, and everybody else is communication. They can do the same, they can have the same methodology, they can want to do the same thing, set the team up in the same formation, but it's how you explain things. And I guarantee if you sat in a room with a Fergie, with a Pep, with a Klopp, these guys are fantastic communicators, and they tell you what to do, and you go, I get it 100%. Southgate, they are walking around and they look completely and utterly lost. And then you couple into that so many players are playing out of position. And like I said, Mainu comes on, great. But then we stick Bellingham on the wing. It's just honestly crazy to me. Crazy. Giuseppe, what did you make of it, mate?
Do you know what? Yeah, Southgate. I've clocked Southgate. He's like, I don't know if you guys have ever been in this situation, but you know when you're dating someone and you don't want to be dating them anymore, but you ain't got the bottle to break up with them, so you just keep doing stupid shit, so they break up with you. This is what this guy's doing with England, mate. He must want to get sacked because what you're saying makes. Why is Anthony Gordon coming onto the pitch with 5 minutes left against a tired Slovenia? Like, it does not make sense. It does not make sense. Phil Foden was excellent today. The time he was excellent, he comes off before Jude Bellingham. Like, it doesn't make sense. Why not take Jude off? Yeah, put Gordon on and move Foden into the 10. What this guy does makes zero sense to me. I'm watching it and I'm like, it's like this guy don't know how his players, or he don't know who plays where or what. Like, he hasn't been managing them for like however many years. It's crazy. And Kane was awful. And yet he plays most of the game. Oh, he finished the game, right? Am I forgetting? Did he come off, or did he finish the game?
Do you think if Kane wasn't captain, he would be subbed off more?
No, I don't think so. I think this manager,
because I think that captain armband holds
no. I see Modric. I watched Modric come off yesterday against Italy.
He's the lead goal scorer for England.
It's this manager,
that's the only reason why he is there and he is playing, because he's the lead goal scorer for England. He's the poster boy for England. Look at me, I'm the fucking captain. I'm the skipper. Here we go. Look at my big fucking look at my captain's armband. But he does fuck all in the game. He does fuck all. And then
him on.
You see him in a DM position countless amounts of times. Why the fuck? Why are you in the DM position when you are a striker? You are a striker. Be in the striker position. If you want to drop deep to like the 10 position. I don't mind that.
Even
drop
when you look at the
10 position.
So even when you look at the subs, Palmer come on, right? And I don't think Palmer was exceptional. I thought he was okay. I thought he was decent. I thought he showed energy. I know the way a lot of Chelsea fans are twerking, like he come on and he was the second coming of Jesus or something. He was all right. But what it showed is that when you make a sub in a game against tired teams, because they've been defending most of the game, they have this energy that starts creating more stuff. So why is he waiting so long to make the subs? Why is he waiting until the last 5 minutes to bring on Gordon, our most pacey winger, our most attacking winger, I'd argue, like directly? Yeah, he didn't bring on Watkins. He should have brought on Watkins at like 60 minutes. But no, he don't want to bring on these players. He wants to. I can't understand it. The only good players today was Phil Foden and Gahey again. They were the only two good players on the pitch. I thought Stones again. I know he didn't really do a lot, but I don't think he's looked that great this tournament. I didn't think he looked great today. Trippier was rubbish. Kyle Walker was rubbish. Saka was rubbish. Saka was trying, but that's not enough. Like, I've got to be real with Saka as well. That wasn't enough. Yeah. this team will not beat the Netherlands if they perform like that, because I think the Netherlands have something that this England team currently right now don't have, and that's someone that can pull something out of nothing. And right now I'm watching England, I'm like, there's no one that can pull something out of nothing. Kane, I agree with Terry. I think Kane's on the downward spiral, and I think he knew that, and I think that's why he chose to go Bayern Munich as well. People think he'll come back to the Premier League. No, he won't, because he'll know if he goes back to the Premier League, he won't be able to hang with the big boys, and he won't be able to do it anymore. Because what I'm seeing for England is absolutely shocking. 3 games. He scored, but 3 games, I think he's probably arguably all in all been our worst player. I'll stop my ranting now.
But Harry Kane has been, and I think it's fair. Like Hamza, what do you make of that? Harry Kane rightfully being criticised. Another stinky performance from him. He's the captain. He's the league goal scorer. He's the talisman. But it's free. I know he scored in the middle game, but it's another match where he was completely and utterly anonymous, and he's meant to be our best player.
Yeah, Terry, I called it out last year, and people laughed at me, and I remember. It's like I said, it's like having pasta, adding Nutella and putting ice cream. They all bang, but they don't bang together. You can't, that's disgusting. No one's going to eat pasta, Nutella, and ice cream and say, oh, there you are. It's a joke. Like, you have to do what Spain did. I said it so. And the thing is, a lot, we've got young guys who never bang. I don't know. Me and you, Terry, probably watched football for a long time. A lot of these guys didn't watch football for a long time. So, they don't remember what Spain did. Spain were bottle jobs. Everyone remembered Spain, bottle jobs. Nigeria knocked them out. How many times we used to see Spain? They had Gaika Mendieta, what's the name? Guardiola. They had fantastic Gerard, Rubin Baraja, Alfonso Munitis, Raúl Morientes. Players were playing at Madrid. Even Helguera, Fernando Hierro, Michel Salgado. How come they didn't gel? They used to bottle it. What did they do? They went and saw the same thing that England sees. England, Harry Kane was Raúl, exactly Raúl. Mr. Real Madrid. He was the guy at Real Madrid. They decided we will drop him out of the squad. The highest goal scoring player in Spain's history was dropped completely out. And they picked a new team. I said it. Dropped Harry Kane. The reason why Terry, he drops back to a midfield position. And I remember these losers out here saying, oh, Haaland doesn't link up play. Haaland doesn't link up play. Why do you need a link up play when you're number 9? Get in the box. That's why I rated Shearer. That's why people rated Gerd Muller. Oh, you have to link up play these days. That's why people are trying to create. He's not in the box. Drop him. Put Ollie Watkins. At least he can run behind a defender and drag a defender out. Saka, Bellingham, another guy. Why did they not take off Harry Kane? Why did they not take off Bellingham? 2 worst players in the pitch. Saka, at least, I can't criticize Saka. At least he tried to get into the midfield and create. Foden tried to create. Bellingham, absolutely. 2 worst players kept on the game.
Thank you.
It's been awful for 2 games now.
2 worst players were kept in the game. No big team does that. I guarantee you they don't do that. How Bellingham was miscontrolling, not passing the right place. He was running from right back, left back. People saw him holding a number 5 at Real Madrid. They thought he Zinedine Zidane for England. Yeah, they thought people were sold a dream that he was a Zinedine Zidane. Anyone who compared him, have some shame. My guy wore number 5. He runs around as a right back. Left. Have you ever seen a number 10 that doesn't create chances? Have you ever seen an Odegaard, number 10? How many chances does Odegaard create? Bang, bang. Every 5 minutes, he's creating. Odegaard would have been deadly. At least. Look at this guy.
Bro, where was this?
Cole Palmer came on. Uncomfortable conversation. He was good.
Where was this on Ahua, bro?
Don't have 100% Cole Palmer was on fantastic. In 20 minutes, play Cole Palmer, Foden, and bloody and what's the name? Foden and Saka. Yeah, Bellingham, move him as a number 8. I'm not saying he's not a bad player. Move him as a number 8. If you want to run around left back, right back, centre back to collect ball, you're not enough. Have you ever seen Zidane doing that? Who sees Odegaard drop him back to left back, say, give me the ball, I'm starting the play. No, that's Declan Rice's job at Arsenal.
Where do you know what, though, Hamza? Where I'm gonna defend Bellingham here, though, is that Bellingham has never stated that he plays like Zidane. Nobody has ever said that he plays like Zidane. Okay, I don't care what Madrid should say. I don't really care about the number he wears at Madrid and what people have said. We all know he doesn't play like Zinedine Zidane. What he is, you are. By the way, when you say a number 10, or he's not a number 10, he's an attacking midfield player. He's played at a 10 a lot this year because of that he's going to drop deeper next year for Real Madrid as soon as Mbappe comes in. I think everybody is quite aware of that. They haven't had a recognized striker, but he's a midfielder. He is a midfielder in the mold, in my opinion, of a Lampard. That is what he is. He is good on the ball, will create some chances, but his main attribute, which puts him into that top class category to world class category, is his ability to score goals and burst into the box. This is the problem that England have. It's why I'm annoyed at some of the play, like Kane. I'm annoyed at his performances, but the fact that he's played 3 on the bounce and has barely been removed annoys me. Right? I'm not annoyed at Bellingham. I'm annoyed that we're not playing in a system that gets the best out of him. What we are doing right now with Southgate is what he didn't do in the first 2 tournaments. He picked the best team possible. What he's now doing is he's doing what we did before with Scholes, Gerrard, and Lampard as a prime example. You can't fit all 3 of those midfielders into your team because they occupy the same spaces, but they do different things. What England had to do is decide to build around a midfield player. We didn't. We tried to build around all 3 and we had no balance. What England have very rarely had the balls to do is to go, do you know what, Gerrard? Do you know what, Scholes? You're sitting on the bench. Lampard's the guy. Other nations do this. We as England fans, sometimes we see a player on the bench and go, he kills it in the Prem. Yes, but their national team, that isn't how they play. And how they play, this gets the best out of them. And we need to learn to do that. We need to learn to do that as a nation. And that might mean Foden. It might mean Bellingham. It might mean Saka. It might mean Mainu. It doesn't matter. But we can't handle it. And not just the fans of those clubs. My brother supports
Germany?
My brother, hang on. My brother, I don't know the reason as to why. I'm just saying, I don't know why we don't do it, but I see it happening. Whether it's tribalism, pressure from the media, maybe the sponsors that are involved, I don't know. But we always try to fit our superstars onto the pitch as opposed to picking the best team. And that's why I find it hard to be angry at the players. Because these guys are all going to go back to their respective clubs, play in their natural position in a balanced team, and look really good. It doesn't make sense. And sometimes when you play like
you made an example of Harry Kane.
I agree. We need to do something.
I'll be honest with you. Listen, I have zero hatred towards Spurs. Obviously, me and the Spurs fan had the run-in at the start of the season because they were just doing too much Ainge prop. But overall, I'm not sat here hating Spurs. Like, I don't give a fuck about them. I don't give a fuck about Bayern either. So there is no club agenda involved here. Like, it's not like he plays for Man United or something. At the end of the day, Harry Kane needs to be made an example of. He needs to be the first person to get dropped because he's been by far England's worst player. You could say Foden was the worst player in the first game. Trent was the worst player in the second game, blah, blah, blah. You know who's been overall crap in the 3 games? Kane. England need a focal point. Someone need to explain to Harry Kane to just stay in the box and do your job. How many times today where you guys see the pattern where the left winger or the right winger gets it and Harry Kane is next to him, but Bellingham's in the box? Yeah, baby, I know Bellingham's a good goal scorer. That doesn't mean you are behind Bellingham. He's supposed to be behind you. That's how the 10 works. The 10 is behind the 9. Not the 10 is in front of the 9. That doesn't work. And today, what showed it to me that it's generally Southgate. Phil Foden today, for a period of time, played in that 10 a little bit. He was like a little bit behind the strikers. And he still couldn't make the passes. And he still played like shit because it's the manager. It's the system. It's the style. It's not individuals. It's not someone. Khalas, Hamza. Foden is the next fucking Bergkamp. He made 0 mistakes today. I'm not going to argue with you.
Bellingham number 10.
So point is, let me finish. You can waffle later. Point is, when it comes to England, until Gareth Southgate grows up a pair of balls and actually makes an actual decision to just play offensive football and explain to Kane to either stay in the box or get dropped, then England are going nowhere. Regardless of
Palmer, Gordon, whoever. Send me the
Hamza
Premier League.
Foden is the next Messi. Just leave me alone.
No, no.
Listen,
what would
can
be
I
a
can I
man-
just can I say one thing? I just want to say one thing about Saka because I think everybody's been a bit harsh on Saka, to be honest.
That was good,
I don't
man.
think he had a bad game. I think in that first half it was Foden and him that were the only players that were trying to go forward. There's no way that he can have five passes into the final third and we're saying that he didn't try to go forward. He was too deep. He was invisible for the whole game. Like he wasn't. I think Saka was actually pretty good in that first half, but people are going to sit there and say to him, just because Cole Palmer came in and straight away done 2 passes, all of a sudden Saka's trash and Foden is the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely don't think that's the case.
Palmer.
I think Saka was not. Palmer. I don't think that Saka was that bad, to be honest. I don't. I think he was actually had a decent game, but everybody's gonna sit here. Everybody's gonna create agendas. Listen, it's tribalism at the end of the day, but this is football now. This is football where people are gonna come out and say that Saka's bad, and it is where it is. We just have to live with it. I've heard it all the time since he's been playing. And listen, I'm not saying that Cole Palmer. I'm not saying that Cole Palmer was bad. By the way, I'm not saying that Cole Palmer was bad because when Cole Palmer came on, he actually lit up. I think he was actually good. But all I'm saying is, let's not say that Saka was bad because I think he was taking the ball forward in that first half. He was always trying to turn the man, and he was always trying to run forward. He was always trying to cut in and run to the middle and try and pass the ball to someone forward. Like there was a few times where he had no options, of course, but majority of the time he passed forward.
I'll play those 3.
No, can I add something, Terry? Before just guys,
Yeah,
to
go
be
on,
honest with you, I have no affiliation with any club, right? And I'm not English. But what I saw from Palmer and Maino, just in that time, and Gordon, I'm gonna just tell you what happened. The energy, them wanting to prove themselves in front of everybody. I feel some of the English players on the pitch are too comfortable. The likes of Harry Kane, the likes of Saka, the likes of Foden, and even the likes of Bellingham are too comfortable. Yes, the system is not bad. But the way I saw Palmer and Kobe Maino trying to prove themselves and trying to show the world we can do this job, maybe that's what England needs. Maybe England needs a spark. Maybe these guys are just too comfortable. Maybe they are 2 stars in their heads and the media makes them stars for their clubs that they aren't given 100%. I'm not accusing them of that, but internally, you're like, I'm the star. I'm going to start the next game. These guys are too... I saw Cole Palmer running to the left, to the right, trying, doing things. Kobe Maino. By the way, when Kobe Maino came on, England looked more to connect more passes in the final third, right? I know that people want to skip, but the guy's 18 years old. He created that chance for Kane when he went to Cole Palmer and he didn't score it. But I saw Kobe Maino trying to prove a point. Like Anthony Gordon, Kobe Maino, and Cole Palmer, they are trying to prove a point. Maybe that's the competition that the Sakas, the Foden, the Bellingham are too comfortable. That's what this is, and this is why maybe they aren't performing well. And it's Southgate or not Southgate. I think it's a chance to maybe implement one of these guys next game.
You can't
Maybe
include
do it.
Saka in that.
It's never
one.
gonna
Saka's
happen.
been good
No,
3 games.
Saka as well. No, Sam, you're protecting Saka too much now. You're doing it.
Why
Saka
would you say that about Saka? No, but I need Mo to explain that. Why is no Saka has to be included in that?
Why not Saka?
Because
I
in
said
the 3
Foden,
games,
Bellingham, Harry Kane, Saka, and you guys defend Saka. I think all of them, maybe one of them. I don't know who. By the way, it might be Foden, it might be Bellingham, it might be Harry Kane.
because Saka hasn't been
By the
bad.
way, the difference between I never said Saka. I said Saka included in this. You jump in to defend Saka because you're too protective.
I'm not protective. I'm not protective. I understand.
Even defended
And
it.
he is as well
understand.
protective.
I understand it.
I
Saka.
have
I
the biggest
understand it.
agenda on
Saka.
Saka.
Exactly. He has the biggest.
I have the
but he's
biggest
talking
agenda
about
on Saka.
But
He
all I'm
is-
saying,
He was brilliant. You can't.
this is how you. So I tell you how you get the best of Saka. If you put Phil Foden in the middle and play him in the 10, the link up between Phil Foden and Saka will be immense. You see it when Phil Foden comes into the middle. They do little 1-2s with each other, and then they pass to each other. It's fluid.
Foden acts like an Odegaard to Saka.
Yes, exactly. Phil Foden will play that Odegaard role, and Phil Foden can shoot from outside the box. It's perfect. But with the manager the manager at the top, he's brain dead. This guy needs to leave this job ASAP, because I genuinely think I don't understand how you can be a manager at this top level and you lack brain cells. It doesn't make sense to me. How can you sit here?
Do you really believe that's the case? I want to. You're all in English, right? Some of
Yes.
you, all of you are English, apart from me and Usam. Do you guys think he doesn't know what you guys are saying? Now, none of his assistants are telling him. By the way, maybe you want to try Foden. I genuinely believe there is a reason why he doesn't play Foden in the 10.
Do you know?
Yeah, because he's not got no balls, Mo. He's got no balls, Mo. He is not. He is no, Mo. I am telling you now. This manager has no balls. He don't want to start upsetting Jude Bellingham and these men. He don't want to upset them, bro, because he don't want to lose.
Do you know what you're saying, Giuseppe? You're literally doing what Chelsea fans said about Pochettino when they said an inside job. He doesn't want to play the right players because of this and that. You guys are saying the same. You guys are saying Southgate is a stupid man. That's what you guys are saying.
Yes.
Low IQ.
Yes.
Everyone here thinks Southgate as a person is a low.
He's never achieved anything as a
Mo,
player.
can I say something?
He's a low IQ
Forget
individual.
after.
He's a low IQ individual.
Well, you know what
He's
proves
low
that?
IQ.
He
Yes.
played right midfield first 2 games. Today he brings him right.
All right, one at a time, please. Let Mo make your last point, and then someone can jump in.
Last point. I refuse to believe that Southgate is just a low IQ person. Maybe he's an incompetent manager. Maybe he doesn't know football. But that decision that everyone in the media is telling him to play Palmer, I believe there has to be a reason. Foden. There has to be a reason why he doesn't play Foden. A logical reason.
Because he wants to play Jude Bellingham, and that's the only logical reason it could be. Because for me, it's as simple as this. This manager, today was the day. This match was the match. He's not going to change it now. We can all hope and pray that he changes it against the Netherlands. He's not going to change it against the Netherlands, because today was the match to see if he changed everything. And what did he do? He brought on his favourite boy off the bench, Gallagher. That's the only change he made to the whole entire team.
It's going to be so interesting to see whether because Mainu should start the next game. Matt, before I go to the super chats, you said something in the group chat that me and Giuseppe want to hear you say publicly.
Yeah, no. I apologize on Kobe Mainu. He was very good in the midfield. In that last 45, I feel he controlled that midfield very well. And I didn't think he was a controller. I didn't think he had that ability about him. But after seeing that display, I want him to start. He needs to start the next game, because he provides that balance in that midfield for Rice to play well and for that 10 to play well.
You're going to buy some stocks?
Is he even on there?
No, Mainu's IPO on StocksFC has not come out, but that is the one I'm pumping some serious money into. Is going to be Kobe Mainu.
There you are.
When those Kobe Mainu stocks come out, that is where I'm pumping some serious money. I'm telling you. But you haven't played StocksFC yet, go and take a look at it. As I say, it's a really, really cool site, and the protection that comes in is once a player's stocks have been sold, when they go on an IPO, they never release any more, and then the users, control the buying and the selling of the stocks. So therefore, pump and dumps, etc., can't be done, because it's all transfers amongst each other, if that makes sense. And then rewards and then paid to you by StocksFC. They get that money from the sale of the IPO. So it's a very, very, very good environment in terms of that. You should go and check it out. I know a lot of you have gone and signed up. We are giving away a free ball from the Champions League final in 2019, signed by Trent Alexander-Arnold. Someone who signs up in these opening England games is going to be given a free. He's going to be given that. He's going to win that. Who did you invest in today, by the way, Giuseppe? Who did you invest in?
I invested in a few players, to be fair. Martinelli, I had to get a few Martinellis in. A few stocks in Martinelli. I had to get a few stocks in Foden as well, because when I see the price for the Foden stocks, I was just like, yeah, this is the time to buy Foden stocks, because it's definitely going up. I bought Braithwaite, Branthwaite. I bought some in Wharton as well. And then I bought one more. Mbuemo. Because you know what it was with Mbuemo? I never realized this guy's age. I always think he's 29 or something. He's 24.
Martinelli's stocks are looking good as well, because looking at Martinelli's stocks right now, I'm just going to put them up on the on the screen so that everybody can see. When you look at Martinelli's stocks, they're really interesting, because Martinelli stocks as it stands, because he didn't have the greatest of season, he's a lot cheaper to buy now than he was at the start of last year. But you look at them rewards, you look at the rewards that are highlighted here, like the rewards in this guy, you can see that have been paid out. Like that's where the stock is, but the rewards. So I'm going to go back a little bit because I've got this on a smaller screen. £6,300 of awards have been paid out in his name, but his stocks are now available for about $150, which is really, really good. But you mentioned Phil Foden. That's who I personally invested in today. And when you look at all players on here, he had 10% growth in the last 24 hours. So a lot of people have been investing in him, which is good to see. Who's been the biggest jump in the last 24 hours? Did Paqueta play well for Brazil?
Nope.
I think he got the highest rating. I didn't watch the game.
Okay, yeah, he had like an 80% increase, but he's really cheap at the minute because I think people have been selling their stocks in him because of what's been going on, if that makes sense. So here they all are. But yeah, like Wharton's having a little bit of a rise, 17%. Declan Rice, 10% rise, as we were talking about earlier. Not everybody has been released yet. Trent Alexander-Arnold only just had his IPO come out, one of the biggest selling stocks in the history of StocksFC, as well as you can see. So he's just come out. So his chart is only like 3 days old, and it's already had a little bit of a jump. Already $290 paid out on rewards on this guy, and he's been out for a couple of days. Some people been out 2 years and have done a few thousand. 290 already from him. So yeah, listen, people, if you back these players and you think they can make some money, get yourselves onto StocksFC. It's a great little site. Super chat here says, Terry, I agree with all what yourself and the panel said, but I also want to add that England do not have that clutch moment. Yesterday, Italy were crap, but they have that clutch moment. Spain, Portugal too. Yeah, look, you're right. We haven't had that yet.
Jude Bellingham, because he's been clutch for
Steven Gerrard don't play for England
loads of times. And
Terry, that's the question I wanted to ask. Why is it? What a shame that Italy have got players from Atalanta, Genoa, bunch of jokes. Yeah, not even one of the best, but able to play like a team. And in England, got the best right back, second best right back, one of the best midfielders, one of the best wingers, the best striker in the world, one of the best number 10. They can't gel together. And you got Italy, who I thought are a joke. I thought a team that got knocked out to Macedonia will not qualify. And Italy with Calafiori, a 22-year-old from Bologna, is starring better than a lot of English players. Uncomfortable conversation.
Can I answer that? Can I answer that quickly? The reason for why that's happening is because the manager is playing the defensive style football when the majority of his players play attacking style football, bro. The majority of their teams, they play attacking style football. So the manager is not even playing towards what the players are used to. He's taking them from what they're used to, which is attacking style football, and he's saying, hold on a minute, let's go to defensive style football. Even though you guys play for attacking teams and possession-based football in players in Man City and players from Arsenal, do you know what I mean? Let's forget about the possession-based football that you guys play and the attacking style of football that you guys play. Let's play defensive style of football, keeping the ball, soaking the pressure. Like, what is this? Utilize your players and play them how you'd get the best out of them. That's the reason why. Italy, the Italian manager, at least he's gonna try and play the players in a way that they play in Italy, bro.
By the way, I've had to watch Italy and England, so moment silence for my mental health, mate.
Yeah, you're in the mud, bro.
But no, the thing is with Italy is, do you know what it is as well?
Romania was a better game than any England game.
It is a little bit that heritage as well. I feel like where Italy just, I don't know, where they've been there, done it and stuff. That's what England needs to sort of, I think we need to sort of.
Bro, there's no heritage. England and Italy are both crap, and you're both not winning the Euros. Just say it as it is. Ain't no heritage.
D-Town here says Kane, Saka, Foden, Jude, and Palmer combined 112 goals in Europe's top leagues, but somehow only scored twice against Denmark, Serbia, and Slovenia. Southgate should be investigated for match fixing with his instructions. Yeah, someone's got to check him and Ivan Toney's betting accounts, bruv, because maybe they're cooking up a little bit of profit here. I don't know. Something's not right. England can't press and can't break lines. You can't really see anything good. Players look lost. Southgate is simply out of his depth. Hussam was screaming. This is why Saka was so much better than Palmer after the first game. As you saw, they have very different qualities, both top.
You know, Gilno, it's funny. My guy Matt talked about clutch players and stuff like that. Palmer had the moment and he didn't score it. So where do we go from here, my brother?
He was good. He was
I
good.
scored.
Sam. He was
I
very
scored.
good.
I
today.
The
scored.
thing is with the Cole Palmer thing, he was all right, but for
He
me,
was
I
very
just feel
good.
like he come on when the team was tired and that. Of course, he's going to look impactful in that. If you had Saka on the bench, I'm not trying to make this a Saka thing in that, but if you had Saka sitting on the bench and you brought him on with 20 minutes left, it'd look the same. I agree that Cole Palmer should be getting more minutes, 100%.
No, but Palmer, you can play this. It's easy. Only Watkins up front. Saka, Palmer, Foden, creators. Bellingham, you sit as an 8. Declan Rice, you sit as a 6. It works out. He can do whatever he wants to do. But you got attacking players who are creators. You can play Palmer, Saka, and Foden. If Foden's going quiet, Palmer can offer a threat. If Saka is quiet, Palmer. If Foden is very good, Saka. That's the level. They're so
So was
good
Palmer
players.
actually played on
And
the
you have
left,
to play
Hamza?
those three.
If for me,
You never
don't
give
look-
the scenario if
for me,
Foden is quiet. Does anyone
if
notice?
Southgate
That's
had balls, if Southgate had balls next game, you drop Bellingham, and
Even
you
your
play
England shirt is light
Foden,
blue. Have some shame.
Rice and Mainu, and that's the midfield you play.
He
If
done that
he
on
had
purpose.
balls,
Can we
But
also
he
talk about
wasn't-
Trippier?
He did
as
that on
well?
purpose, by the way.
Like how is Trippier getting game time over Joe Gomez? Sorry, Trippier has been awful these 3 games. I've not seen him really. He doesn't want to be in that position. Like it genuinely looks like he just doesn't want to be there. Just play
You're right.
Gomez
It should be Joe Gomez if Shaw ain't fit. It's the foreign players that make the English stars look good at their clubs. Bring Rodri and Odegaard in. Look, this has been a bit of a. I mean, look, the English Premier League. The last stat I ever saw in this was about 65% international. So maybe even 70%. So there's an element of truth to that in terms of there are more players that are not English in the Premier League than there are English players when you add everybody up. So there's an element of truth to it. But Foden is good for City. Kane was good for Spurs and has been good for Bayern Munich. Saka is good, very good for Arsenal. I don't believe it's because Saka and Rice play with Odegaard that they look good. It's partly, but what I would say is that predominantly all those clubs are managed by European and international coaches that are better than the British coaches. I think that is the fundamental difference, in my opinion. But yeah, I don't believe that KDB makes Foden shoot better and pass better individually. The team though is more balanced, and that's more to do with the coaching than anything else. Like we said before, look at Man United's players. Man United are the reverse. A lot of Man United's players look better internationally than they do with the club team. Why? Because typically speaking, our team hasn't been balanced in the last few years. So, Man United's players under Fergie always look worse internationally because Man United in our heyday were better than most international teams. So, of course, they looked better in the Man United team. But then you'd have someone like Gerrard who looked better for England half the time. Why? Because Liverpool weren't anywhere near Man United standards most of the time. So, I don't think it's because of like the foreign imports per se. Jimmy here says Chelsea had
always stand up for his country. Big up, Stevie.
Chelsea had no tactics last season, and Palmer thrived because some players have an elite charisma and leadership. Foden looks lost without the system, is what Jimmy O'Hare says here.
Can I just respond to that? I do actually think Foden is a system player. Like
what's this word system player?
So well under Pep. He does. Right.
What is
he plays so
player?
well under Pep, but he looks absolutely lost at England. He has the same amount of games as Saka does for England, pretty much, if not more. And Saka has contributed about 20 goals.
What is this system player? What is this word that you've all learned now? You've learned it from Oxford Dictionary, and you know copying each other. Plagiarism. Completely. Or system player. Oh yeah, he used it. Well, some use it on YouTube. I'm using it as well. So I sound that everyone's going to listen to me. Like is it good or not good? Do you think you play for the greatest manager in the world who's managed Xavi, Iniesta, Messi, who manages Lam, Schwartz, Cruz, and you're telling me system player? Yeah, he's a system player. Makes you win the league. Voted by all the players in England by far. This guy's the best.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Hamza. I agree with Hamza on this. But I think that what you're missing, though, Matt, is that he's playing out on the left in a team that isn't balanced. If Pep Guardiola did that, if Pep Guardiola played him on the left, and played a team that wasn't balanced, he wouldn't look as good either. It's not about being a
Well, he
system
doesn't look
player.
for Pep,
It's about every single. Hang on a minute. How much better have some of your Arsenal players looked since Arteta improved your system?
a lot better.
There we go. Are they system players or are they good players?
Well, Saka was played at left back.
Yes,
for a
but
short
your
time.
team has got better and your players have got better as your system has got better, correct?
Yeah.
They're not system players. Good systems make players better. That's my view. Clutch is a hilarious argument to level against Palmer when opt to have him as the most decisive player of the season. Notice how I use actual evidence. So very,
Yeah, but he
very
wouldn't
fair
take
point.
penalties for England. Kane would.
England are awful with this plethora of talented players. Southgate needs to be sacked immediately. Boring style of football. Yeah, I'd sack him tonight still. I would. I'd send him home.
Yeah.
Hassan, you need to chill. I see you're disrespecting Hamza and it's not fair. The panel should take it easy on our Mali celeb.
I'm disrespecting Hamza. I've known Hamza 3 years and I have him on my Ahwa show and my A-listers show and I promoted this channel 500 times. Hamza Talks Ball. Shut the hell up, respectfully.
There we go. Look, I want to thank everybody that's tuned into the show tonight. This video is going to take you through to MHF. So go and support the boys over there. I want to thank the panel. Remember, go and check out StocksFC. Take a look at it. See what you think. See what you feel. If you people have said, Terry, is it gambling? No, it is not a betting company. They are not a gambling company in any way, any shape, or any form. So then it's not betting in any capacity. It's investing in a player that you think is very good, and if they perform, and there's a matrix that shows you what they earn you reward points for. It's on the website, but I'll show it to you, and it shows you here shots on target, assists, etc. They lose things for conceding penalties and getting cards. So when you're buying your stocks, use the scoring metric. So it's all about who you think is going to deliver in these metrics. It is not gambling. They don't have a gambling license. They can't be gambling. So there we go. Listen, everyone who has tuned in, you can scan the QR code to do that or click on the link below. Everyone who's tuned in, thank you. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you all again soon. Peace.